Hmm. You know what's crazy is I don't know. I just kind of like pushing it back and getting it out of the way, and then not having to deal with it the rest of the day.
Cool.
Slightly more professional than the tumbleweed that normally sits on top of my head.
The tumbleweed. Nice.
The tumbleweed. Good morning, Bill. How are you,
Good
man?
morning. Slick.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
out of the way. We were talking just a second ago that my hair is a bit tumbleweedy. Every hair is in an individual race away from my scalp at its own pace. Um, and so, yeah, not gonna cut it, but this makes it a little bit more manageable.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
how was your day yesterday?
It was good. It's a good day.
Yeah, what made it great?
Um, Clarity, focus. I was just like on on point yesterday. I was not rocked off of my my goal for the day, and it felt really good to get there.
Dude, that's huge. So you got the workout in, all that stuff.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
Good, good, good. How's the food eating
Not bad,
going?
actually. Check this out. Here we go. Queued this up just in case Levi's watching already. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to where I put it. Oh, here it is right here. This is called Best of Both Worlds. Rice, veggies, and the Umbrella Academy. All of it right
check,
there.
check all of those boxes, man.
Check all the boxes, baby.
Get them all done. That's
So,
awesome.
yep. Yeah, that's the picture of my success yesterday. That's what that is. Yeah. What about
Oh
you?
man, that's funny. Yesterday was good. Is one of those weird days where I looked up and all of a sudden it was 7 o'clock at night, which was kind of a long day. Met SDR, an appointment setter person who might be coming to do some stuff for me in this new project thing.
Hmm.
Sales lab was awesome. We had 4 people in there, so I got to make some connections, enter amongst the crowd. Levi was like, man, I can't make it, and I was like, okay, that's fine, And he goes, did I miss Jake again? And I was like, no, Jake wasn't there today. But man, I just think it's cool that the people that I'm working with and doing stuff with know you, and they're jacked up to have a bill, which makes
Yeah.
complete sense.
Yeah.
My life's way better with a good bill.
Mine too.
Um, Had a call with this group about the book thing. Learned a lot about it. Man, a whole lot actually. And then had a client meeting where we were building out a pain matrix, right? The questions to ask to try to illuminate and qualify around pain points to figure out if you need to spend time giving them a presentation or not. So fairly busy day. I'm doing this thing in the morning where I'm kind of protecting the morning hours, right? From essentially from BIL starts until about 11. So that way I can go do like client work, project work, deep work, all that stuff. And then after about 11 is when it all goes
Sideways.
crazy sideways, right? Because it's calls, it's meetings, it's random things, but at least I have the sanity of like I know what the morning is going to be, right? Like,
Yeah.
so far it's working out pretty well. Yeah, it's working well now. I don't know. My afternoons are full, right? Like I don't think that anybody, if I was coaching myself and I was looking at my calendar, I'd be a little bit nervous about my energy levels. So
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. I have a question every day in my journal that says, if you were your own high performance coach, what would you tell yourself after looking at today? So I love that
yeah,
mentality. It's great.
uh, yeah.
Cool. So obviously today's a short day. Today's a Wednesday.
Today is a Wednesday.
So I've got school with kids. So I'm off today
Mhm.
till after 3:30. I'm actually going to go
That's
shoot some
right.
video. So I'm not working from the time we get off here until 3:30, and I'm not even bringing my laptop. It's just me and the notebook. So yeah, there's still there's butterflies still a little bit. Even just saying that, like I can feel
I
myself,
know.
like you know.
Yeah.
But it's a really great exercise in self-discipline. That's how I'm kind of framing it for myself.
So, okay, you talked about leaving the laptop home. Does it change at all if you take the laptop with you, you think?
Yeah, because at lunch I'll be like, oh, I'm got 30 minutes. I'll grab the laptop and go do some
Oh.
stuff and I mean they're not like massive strict where you can't do anything but stare at the whiteboard with us. Like they're not
Hmm.
like as we joke, Nazis. Not that. You know, but I want to be respectful, and
Sure.
I want my child to see that I'm there with her. That's actually the bigger thing for me is I want her to see I'm checked in, I'm there with her, or I'm in it for her, not just
Yeah,
oh, dad's hanging out working with me. You know.
absolutely. Right. This is just like Saturday at the house. We're just in a different building,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Hey,
Yeah.
man, good for you. I mean, I think that's it's hard, right? Because we spend so much time doing this thing, and so then when you're apart from it, it you know is difficult to do. I
Hmm.
was walking around this morning and was like, did I forget to do this thing? And it was something that was due at the end of July, I think.
Hmm.
Right? No, it might have been June. I've got to send in quarterly paperwork, to people. So I was walking around this morning and I was like, huh, did I get that done? Did I forget to do that? And thankfully, because I keep a to-do list, I was able to go and see that I had checked that to-do off, which confirmed that it was done. So
Hmm.
the system works when you work the system.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Well, I'm going to shoot some video after I get home because I've got a funnel that I'm working on, and we're going to try some video responses when people like don't open PDFs or some just some
Mm.
things to try out and see if they get engagement. So I'm shooting a few of those today after. But that's really the only thing I have pegged for today, and that's only because they were available today or not until like the middle of next week. So
That makes sense. I can just imagine what those like emails say. It's just like Jake's big face, and he's like, "Hey, did you look at that thing you downloaded? Because I can't wait to call you and see if you're a lead after you look at this thing." Just go like super big brother. I know you haven't opened it yet. I know you haven't.
yes,
I
technology's great, isn't
hate.
it? Isn't tech great? Hey, let's talk.
I love it so much whenever I like I go look at something and then I leave and then 3 minutes later I get an ad that says, "Hey, you were onto something. You should come back." It's like, yeah, you guys aren't making this creepy whatsoever.
Yes. Hey, do you
And
want a 2% discount because you just left our site?
and I think it's even worse in the agency level because like everyone assumes that everyone knows exactly how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I know I saw you looking. You want to come back and look at it some more? And it's like, dude, you're just being creepy. Like
Yes.
it shouldn't be this quick,
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes.
your
Nothing like
timing is
that.
off.
Nothing like that.
Oh man, God, the links that some people go to and try just like in the sake of, well, let's just see how this tests. Nope,
Mhm.
there are just some things you don't need to test.
That's right. Yes, it's already been tested in humanity, and they call those people freaks. So,
Oh
conclusion.
man. Oh man. Um,
So, what do you got today?
I've got sessions with my coach. I've got a client call, and then I have a discovery call with a prospect. Got connected to someone who's looking for a closer, so we're gonna have our call today. And that's it. I've got an open block at the end of the day, which is good because I need to do some writing. I'm trying to write 1,000 words a day.
Mm-hmm.
So didn't do the writing yesterday because I was just client calls like all day. So really probably need to write 2,000 to get back on track for that. And this isn't part of my BIL bet or anything. This is just something that I have this idea for this other book thing, course, content deal. So I'm trying to get it all out of my head as quickly as I can. Also because like there's some momentum to the writing, it feels easy to go sit down and write for a little bit. So I don't really want to lose that either because I've built a nice little habit around it. And it just feels nice to work on something that's big. You know what I'm saying? Because like so much of what I do is like very, very small things. Like let's connect this and let's write this and everything else. It's nice to have a big project to like come back to and have milestones and movement on and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome.
yeah, so I'll do some writing today. I'll do that. I'm excited because I haven't worked with my coach in a couple of weeks, so excited to catch up with them. And that's kind of it, man. It's kind of a light day, which is good because Wednesdays are normally kind of wonky. I have a lot of like client work to do and little bitty like blocking and tackling things. So it's going to be a full day. I am not um, volunteering in a school today. Although, you know, yeah, that's the thing.
It is. It is. I get to clean
Yeah.
the bathroom too, but you're jealous.
Hey, man. You know, that's good. It's good that you're putting yourself out there, Jake. That's what I'm going to say about that. It's your heart is significant, my friend.
Yeah. Well, my face will be covered. So cool, man. Well,
Awesome, man.
I was going to mention before we go. I was looking at my 12-week goal since I mentioned it yesterday, and both of us were like, "It's what? Wow, this is
Yeah.
amazing." I'm on pace, which is a good thing for my 12-week goal, but I don't feel like the consistency I want's there yet. So it'll be interesting to talk about pieces of like when you're in a 12-week goal and things are looking good, but you can still adjust inside the 12 weeks. Because I like where it's going, I like how it feels, I like the output. I just doesn't feel sustainable yet for me.
So when you say sustainable, does that mean like you think that you should be and could be doing more, or do you feel like this not sustainable, like you can't keep up this pace?
Actually, neither. Probably more. Because I mean, of course, I think I could do more. Like from just like a leverage standpoint, not from a time standpoint. It's
Mhm.
not so much that the pace is bad; it's that I feel like I could still be uh, systemizing more of it. There's more of it I could be putting on autopilot, so that I could spend more of my time talking to leads and you know things like that. I just don't have the
So
process tuned to a spot where I felt like I'm dropping things in. It's going through a process, and then it's coming out the other side where I'm having conversations. Still feels like I'm stepping in it too much.
maybe, right? I mean, because I've been thinking about this for myself, right? Like I think that we get because of the show, right? I feel like I get a lot done, right? This keeps me on track and holds me accountable and does all these things. And I'm kind of curious compared to like the average person if we are doing more, right? Because it would be nice to have some validation around that. But then on the other hand, it's uh, I'm wary and thoughtful about the idea of trying to stack um, too much on this, right? And then that pressure becomes just like
Right.
overwhelming, and you can't even do anything with it. So,
Right.
you know,
Thinking less of a volume level, more of an efficiency level. Like I just feel
mm,
like there's things that I know there's things that I'm spending too much of my own personal time on. That there are other ways to get it done without me being involved, and that's just like a control issue, a perfectionism type thing. So that's where I want to spend a little time thinking over and researching and looking over to see where the spots where I can either delegate better or more, or put it in the system, and take my hands off of it, that sort of thing. So I haven't done any of that work yet. I have this overwhelming feeling of that, and I know there's some stuff in there. I just can't pinpoint it this very second.
how do you plan to go through that to look for that stuff when you haven't done so far?
Well, whiteboard, duh.
Whatever was I thinking? Of course, it's a
Yes,
whiteboard session.
yes.
But
No, for
still,
real
though,
though,
right?
it is.
There,
It's what's my process to to money like that I've mapped. I'm gonna go
mhm.
remap it and look at areas where there's handoffs and areas where there's lists of work and look. I'm kind of gonna rebuild on a whiteboard the systems I have because for me when I visualize things I see things I missed before.
Oh yeah. Well,
So
and this is why like new eyes and fresh eyes and all of this stuff is so important because once you have this thing built, like let me know and we'll look at it together and
yeah,
all
yep,
that stuff.
exactly,
Um,
exactly. That was step two is build it out so
yeah.
I can see it and then bring it to Bill.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just so easy to like not do these things or assume a task is so small that it doesn't need to be delegated, because you're just thinking about like the process of it right now. Because like right now, everybody gets 2 free weeks of sales lab, right? Which is fantastic. Come in here, see if there's value for you, see if you improve, everything else like this. And so then what happens is the way the automation is built is when you sign up for the landing page, you get an email immediately. It's got the Zoom links in there so that you can register for the webinar, and then you can hop in there. And then 170 something hours later, another email comes out and says like, hey, right, like, how's it going? Let's see if this is a fit for you. Can we schedule some time on this thing? But what I need to put in there as well is like, hey, if you know that you just want to stay and you don't need to have the qualifying conversation and stuff like this, you can just pay right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Good point.
And automating that, because like for some people I'm bought in, right? I'm good. We don't need to have a conversation about like why I need this. Right. But like some people are like, well, I might want private, or I might need a project or something else like that. So
yeah, that's
I'm kind of using the first 2 weeks of Sales Lab as like a catch-all vetting thing, right? Because it's like, look, I'm a consultant. Lots of consultants out there. Lots of them don't have systems. Some of them don't have the experience or the knowledge or anything else like this. So if you're not sure, I get it, right? Especially in the world of sales, come check this thing out. So had someone hop into the office hours yesterday, and they were kind of like, hey, what is this? And I was like, hey, this is just a way to talk about sales, and they'll like help you improve if you have anything that you're struggling with. And so she listened for a little bit, and then she's like, okay, well, I had this and this happen, and we kind of talked through it. She had lost a client and also had sent a proposal off, and it is now chasing, and it's like, well, why would you send the proposal without having a conversation at the same time? And so we got to talk about some of this stuff, and then afterwards she was like, this is hugely valuable. I didn't know what to expect, but I got a lot out of it. So I think it'll be a good, no friction way of like, come see what I'm about, come see how I talk about this stuff, and then we'll go from there.
Very cool. That's great. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
All right, well, I got to run. So
all right, buddy. Go be super dad.
All right, I'll do my best.
All right, man. See you, bud.